Good afternoon. Welcome to Midday News right here on 3FM 92.7. We come to you live from our studios here at Desawe Kanda in Accra and our numerous affiliates across the country. Also live on all our social media platforms. Coming up this afternoon, Deputy Director in charge of operations at the Presidency, Mustapha Bande, says both Electoral Commission Chair and Chief Justice will be removed from office. Also this afternoon, 26 illegal miners linked to Akunta Mines operations have been arrested in Forest Reserve near Samaboy in the Western region. Security services intensify a crackdown on Galamsey. Plus, police administration announced special security arrangements to ensure safe celebrations as the Easter festivities begin. Details of these and more coming up shortly. Please do stick and stay. My name is Judith Brown. Now, in our first story, Deputy Director in charge of operations at the Presidency, Mustapha Bande, says both the Electoral Commission Chair and the Chief Justice will be removed from office. Well, according to him, their removal will constitute a critical aspect of purging state institutions of political elements to engender trust in the Ghanaian populace. Processes are currently underway to determine whether there is merit in some 3 petitions currently before the Council of State. Well, speaking to TV3, the Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress said more petitions are expected against the Chief Justice.
Well, we haven't amended our laws. The same laws give President Akufo-Addo the right to remove the Charlotte Osei. They are all independent institutions. She removed her. We have come not just repeating precedents, but to deal with everyone on case-by-case basis. The Chief Justice would have to go. The Electoral Commission chairperson and other politically exposed directors would have to go. And indeed, they will go. It's just a matter of time. So that we can fill those places with persons who are not politically exposed. But
are you not lending into the arguments by the NPP that this is deliberate, this is machinations from the NDC?
Are there people who the nation listens to? They are not people who have a voice. These were the very individuals who lived in this country and supervised all the wrong things that were happening. And we are trying to correct because it affects them. Look, President Akufo-Addo kept and parked the judiciary so that all the appointees who will be taken to court will escape. Yeah, but you are calling for accountability. But if you don't clean the judiciary so that law takes precedence over the judiciary, confidence of the Ghanaians take precedence over personalities, we are not going anywhere. You see, the current Chief Justice is politically exposed.
Where's due process in all of this? This argument you make that she must go and all of that.
Process is when the provisions of the Constitution have been triggered. People have petitioned. And petitions are still ongoing. They are coming.
There are more petitions against the... How many? We've heard of 3. How many more do we know about?
The Chief Justice knows that there are more petitions against her, including issues that borders on criminality. And all of these, fidelity of the constitutional provisions have been given respect.
You mentioned criminality in relation to the Chief Justice. What is the criminality that's...
She should leak the petitions that was given to her to respond. She should leak that one too. She's giving it to them, but they should leak it so that Ghanaians will get to know what the contents are. But
you've seen the content and there are matters of criminality in there?
That the Chief Justice demanded the President to furnish her with copies of the petition. That have been done. She should leak it. She should give it to the public so that you have an appreciation of what the issues are.
Well, you heard the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustapha Bande, speaking to 3FM earlier this morning. But let's move on to some more stories. And 26 individuals have been arrested in connection with illegal mining activities in a forest reserve near Samaboy in the Western region. Now, the intelligence-led operation is part of a renewed nationwide crackdown on Galamsey, a destructive illegal mining practice devastating the country's environment and water bodies. Now, the raid was spearheaded by the Police Intelligence Directorate in collaboration with the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, the National Operations Directorate, and the formed Police Unit, FPU. While acting on credible intelligence, officers raided the illegal mining site and apprehended 8 Chinese nationals and 18 Ghanaians allegedly operating deep within the protected reserve. While police sources indicate that the targeted concession is likely to or linked to a Kunta mining company owned by Bernard Entry Bosiaku, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, authorities seized an arsenal of mining equipment and weapons, including 6 pump-action guns with over 150 rounds of ammunition, 6 water pumping machines, 3 excavators and 3 payloaders, 6 machetes, 2 Toyota pickup trucks, and 1 Toyota RAV4. Now, the suspect remains in custody and they are expected to face prosecution in the coming days. Meanwhile, the Western Regional Minister Joseph Nelson has called on the police command there to recommit to fighting illegal mining Galamsey without compromise. At a meeting with the police leaders in Takwa, Minister Nelson warned that Ghana's food security is under serious threat, likely due to the devastating impact of Galamsey on water bodies and arable land.
Our environment is being destroyed in the name of finding gold and making money. The lives of the rest of us are being put into serious jeopardy. We know it. We know it. But I believe that we're always thinking that, okay, well, if the water body is destroyed, why? I'm able to access bottled water. And of course, you're able to afford it, bottled water. And so who cares? If they are destroying their own environment, who cares? Perhaps that is the thinking of some of us. But that will be most unfortunate if that is the mindset. Because ultimately, it will come to hurt all of us. And it's already hurting. The diseases and, all the negative effect that this menace is wreaking on our lives. You may not be directly engaged, with the effect of this distraction. Perhaps you don't live in a Hianwa, you don't live in all of these places where the water bodies have been destroyed, and certainly you don't drink from them. And so, the question is, should you care? Today, our food security as a country is in serious danger. The very land that we used to devote to the planting of cassava and the basic food stock that we grow. I mean, today, as you drive around, do you see cassava farms?
Now, the Ghana Police Service has announced the deployment of officers across the country to ensure a safe and peaceful celebration of the 2025 Easter festivities. In a statement issued by the Public Affairs Directorate, the police emphasized that comprehensive security measures have been put in place nationwide. Officers have been stationed on roads and within communities in all regions to provide maximum security coverage throughout the Easter period. While special security arrangements have also been made within the Kweu areas, and the statement noted that will oversee the popular paragliding festival and other scheduled activities, of course, in the area. Now, founder and president of Worldwide Miracle Outreach, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete, has urged Ghanaians to unite for peace in this Easter season. In an interview on 3FM Sunrise, he said, "This is a season for self-reflection, to forgive those who have offended us as individuals."
Even as a nation, let us come together in a massive united front. Let's pray for our leaders. Let's even pray for our airwaves. And so let us come together and let's build this nation. And let us stop fighting. Some of the fighting we are fighting are needless. Are needless. You finish your tenure and you sit back and realize that somebody who is supposed to be your brother has become your enemy for nothing. Because don't forget that whatever seed you sow, and people are sowing seed. Do you know how many businesses have been collapsed because of politics in this country? that this one doesn't belong to this party and that one doesn't belong to this party. Unfortunately, even the Christian leadership and religious leadership are creeping to it. That if you don't take care, you are put in the box. Let us come together and build a consensus. And this is a time for unity. This is a time for unity. This is a time to come together. Let's try to create an environment. And let's pray that we succeed. Because every leader wants to succeed. I can imagine what President John Dramani Mahama is going through now. So much work to do. And if we become petty and we don't even take that, even that people will be going with him with messages, that can be very distracting. We should not destroy other people's hard-won reputation.
Now, other Easter festivities still a big thing. Well, we hit some transport yards in the capital to gauge whether people are still moving in droves to celebrate Easter in their hometowns or the popular Eastern destination. Cool. George Quayling is joining us from Newplant Station and VIP with more details on that. George, tell us a bit more about this. Hello, George, if you can hear me, I'm asking really what's happening at Newplant Station. You are there as well as VIP. Are people still moving in droves to celebrate the Easter in their hometowns or in Kwew? Well, it seems we are struggling to reach George Quayling, but we are working the phone lines to get to him. We'll still stay on that particular issue. We'll get back to that soon, but first, let's head to the Volta region. The Asogli State Council in the Volta region has destood Togbe Afiacho III Mankrado of Ho Bankoi, citing constant misconduct and disrespect to the overlord of the area, Togbe Afede the 14th. Now, the decision was officially announced Thursday, April 17, 2025 at the Asogli State Palace in Ho, where traditional rites were performed to signify the destooments. Let's take a listen.
He have assumed the powers to himself that he is the overlord or the tutor, as we said in Epe, of Ho. So Togbe Afede, the Agbogbo is under him. Anything that Togbe wants to do, Togbe should seek clearance from him before he goes ahead to perform his duties. This thing came to the notice of the elders in the town. They tried to caution him, but in fact he has gone wayward. Anyone who wants to advise him, then you also have his share of the pound. He even went to the stand, writing all sorts of defamatory matters about Togbe and the Asogli states. Some are on the social media. You yourself too have some of them because you have been interviewing him on your media houses or on your airwaves. So it has reached a point where Togbe have seen that enough is enough, because he have invited him so many times that he wants him to sit as child and a father so that they talk over issues. But he is saying that he have a case which he wants the whole world to hear. So instead of him coming down to allow Togbe and the elders to settle this matter amicably in the room, he has come out with it.
Well, and that's how I wrap up the midday news right here on 3FM 92.7. It's Good Friday today. Make sure you're remembering the death of Christ. We pack it here. My name is Judith Brown. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.